The Lonely Weebs in third place. Well, only one mini is a lonely miniature type of individual, as he is currently out of this one, has to have his banner recovered.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, they're actually doing really well this tournament. So fortunately for them, they're doing really well. Unfortunately for them, they've lost a player so early in the game. They're currently in third. They have a really good opportunity to get one of these top 5 placements to get themselves a spot in the playoffs at the end, near the end of December 19th or 20th.
Got top 5 and you're in. Anything below, sorry. The end of your story. You just saw the end of the Cinderella story with 789 in Europe if you missed that one. 789, of course, is the Cinderella team from Krakow. They didn't make it. They got 6th place in a tie. Will this one come down to a tie? I think it just might, girl. Here is we're going to see a team taken out, wiped out of this one just a moment ago. That is massive. That is going to be a dexterous team that takes out and is able to win on top. Meanwhile, Abusement Park, my favorite team name, because again, it's my flag football team name. I'm a big fan. It's dirty. What's up? Xenozity? Xenozity? Xenozity. Xenocity. I have no idea. And Sumo. Let's see what you got here, Abusement Park. They are in 17th place, but girl, this might sound crazy. This is the first ever Apex tournament that 17th has a legitimate chance of qualifying in this tournament, which is nuts. They have 12 points in 17th. 5th place with 31 is SIZ with 31 points. They could easily have a pop-off game in game number 5 and be within the top 7 or top 10. It's crazy.
I couldn't agree more. Right now, more than ever, people are going to play with their hearts, with their minds right now. They're going to try to get these 20-point games if they're in the bottom 10, because they do have a chance, and there's nothing to lose right now. They either get top 5 or they get nothing at all. So they're going to try with their hearts to get one of these top 5 placements.
Oh, the Wraith's going to get the first shot here, but guess what? The Wraith was tagged up in a bit. It's Wraith free Wraith action, and guess what? Wraith comes out on top, and that's going to be it. Nemuro out of this one. Keen out of this one, and Dexterous, he almost eliminated, surviving by the hair on their chinny chin chin. I think there's one more player alive on that team, I believe, because they actually had squad wiped the team already. So You're spot on, girl. It's crazy what type of finish we're going to see here with Abusement Park and a good opportunity. And I love what their team comp is. I don't know. We just saw the Abusement Park a moment ago. I don't know if they were playing Bloodhound in previous games, but if you are in 17th place with less than 15 points, you got to play aggressive. You got to ape a little bit. When we say ape, back to terms, level up with girl here. Girl, what do we mean by ape?
What we mean by ape is if you're playing mouse and keyboard, you're W keying. If you're playing controller, you're a left analog stick up, I think. I'm not 100%
upping. Left analog stick upping, yes. Yep.
It's so you're going forward is basically what aping means. You're going forward and you're going strong. You're playing with a lot of confidence. Confidence is what you need because these players, they already have the skills. They already have the zone knowledge. They already have rotation knowledge. But it's the confidence. It's the getting through that stress and anxiety during the tournament, getting through the fact that you're in the bottom 10, pulling through and playing this just like it's the regular day of Apex. These guys, they're competitive already. You either need a Bloodhound or maybe like what Shiv FPS would say is pull out that Bangalore. Having a Bangalore Gibby on a team, oh, that's a nasty combo.
Rolling Thunder and defensive bombardment. Of course, the Wombo combo is too strong. And yeah, Ape, you're spot on. You want to play aggressive like an ape fighting a silverback gorilla. An ape's going to win that fight every single time. So that's what we mean by ape, is play aggressive, as girl just mentioned. Or in other words, W key or left analog stick up your opponents. Meanwhile, a team that knows something about playing aggressive, but also playing consistent is MST. We just saw MST a moment ago. MST, the best and most consistent placing team in this tournament. It's been incredibly impressive what they've done. 3rd place, 7th place, 6th place, and 1st place with 11 kills in their last game. They have an average placement of around 5, which is actually insane, actually 4.75 or so to be exact. That's tough to do. So kudos to MST, right above Team Liquid, who has 36 points. We see we're on board with Team Liquid right now. 13th, then 1st with 11 kills, then 11th with 7 kills, and then 6th with 1 kill. Team Liquid not too shabby for Flanker Nocturnal, typically playing with Casper. We're here in support of you, Casper's taking a bit of a break, and now replaced by Outer Lily.
Hostile right here.
And something you want to note with all of these Gibraltar players, there's going to be a lot of bubble fights. And when there's a lot of bubble fights, Mastiffs are really important. They're the best gun to play in those bubble fights. And last game, Albrelli had a charge rifle Volt. So unfortunately for him, the bubble fight didn't go in his favor because they came in flying with Mastiff. So hopefully this game, more people will be picking up shotguns for those dome fights.
So keep a close eye on inventories at the bottom of the screen, bottom right to Mastiff and Volt, R99 and Mastiff. I mean, you have teams that are ready to get aggressive. I mean, for a Watson to be repping an R99 and Mastiff, that says something. Typically, that's a loadout you'll see in the hands of a Wraith player who's typically the kind of the tip of the spear, the first blood or ice-breaking player, the one that's always going to initiate the fights. But you know a team like CLG in 7th place wants to play with relative aggression. CLG, not the most aggressive team always. They're known for playing placement. But notice how many Bloodhound teams we've had. We've seen 4 Bloodhound teams already with the likes of Abusement Park and others. And of course, Lonely Weebs repping Bloodhound. It's been working well for them, but they are now in a rotation. It's going to be a little scary for them.
Absolutely, and as they're getting shot, they're going to try and rotate through Geyser. The zone's not doing too much damage, so they'll be able to. If Krabby Patty does, maybe they'll go around and gatekeep, actually. So that might be in Krabby Patty's head for now. They might go around gatekeep. They know where they're coming from. They're coming from Geyser. They're going through the tunnel. Unless they double back and go back around, which they're not, they might get gatekept here.
Yeah, this is very scary for the Lonely Weebs because they're in 3rd place with 34 points, and you might think, they're in 3rd place. They'll be all right. Well, guess what? That goes down to 27 points in 9th place, 21 in 10th and 11th. Anyone could sneak into the top 5. You are not safe unless you're MST with 48 points in 1st. Team Liquid, Lonely Weebs, Farm Boys, and SIZ, well, they got work to do here, girls. One team that's looking to do some work is the Milkmen in 6th place with 30. It's a team we got to keep a close eye on. We were also watching moments ago Krabby Patty in 14th with 14. Why are we watching that team? Well, they're also in contention. We have 17 teams in contention here. The Milkmen, of course, are players that are no stranger to competitive Apex. We know that they've been competing in ranked and qualifiers. They haven't necessarily qualified for many finals though. And we're watching Crook, Masked, and Crispy Bacon do their thing right now, trying to qualify through. Can they do it? Is the question. Is Nocturnal's going to knock Sumo?
And they do have one of the game-winning positions. If this ring pulls right towards them and underneath, if they're able to hold it out throughout the whole game, they might have a chance of winning this 5th game in the last chance qualifiers. So that would be really big for them. Yeah. It's Team Liquid.
All about... sorry, go ahead, girl.
No, it's Team Liquid contesting them here, but Flanker falls down and they get a lot of damage on them. Flanker just wants that kill point. He does have the portal to go back up, which he does take indeed, but there's a couple squads around here.
Yeah, Flanker takes the portal up. Nocturnal takes the portal right down. It's almost like a tag team, WWE style. He says, Tag, you're it. Nocturnal, your turn, bud. I got the shields cracked, and I got the elimination. Just like that, Nocturnal gets an elim on Xenoxity. Xenoxity, for sure. Nice job from Liquid Nocturnal. We'll get the pronunciations down momentarily as we're just watching Xenoxity for the first time on stream. Welcome to the ALGS, but unfortunately getting taken out here. I believe Xenoxity is of the Abusement Park squad that is in this engagement here on the low ground against Team Liquid. We did see the Milkmen above, so this is an interesting fight and dynamic. Team Liquid's holding the choke point, girl. Why is it important?
It's important because this is a spot where they could get kill points as they just did, and it's a really good rotation to get the high ground. If they end up pushing later on, they're going to be in contestant to get that game-winning position, which is just above them potentially if the zone pulls towards them. And if you saw Albrelli's loadout, he was Charge Rifle Massive this time instead of Charge Rifle Volt, which is going to be really important for those bubble fights. I bet after he died last game, he's like, I wish I had a Massive, man. I wish I had a Massive.
Girl, one thing I want to point out here, and by the way, your insights on Albrelli are spot on. He's been repping the charge rifle and the Volt now. Is learning from his lesson. But we just saw Krabby Patty continuing to gatekeep. When we say gatekeep, we mean you are the keepers of the gates. You are the gatekeepers that are disallowing people from outside the ring to enter into the circle. They did that all the way towards Respawn Village and Fragment, and then it predicted the rotation of Only One Mini & Co. all the way around the Lonely Weebs and gate kept them in Sorting Factory. That is next level BMing, which is the right decision to make against a team in Lonely Weebs that's in 3rd place. All up to Lonely, only 1 minute, as Albert Lely's going to take out Sumo, the last member of Abusement Park, is out of this one. Or maybe the second last member.
So they left the choke, and this is important to note because Milkmen now have taken more space on this choke, on this angle, so that they might be able to gatekeep them out, but Q Crook looking to pick up maybe some loot down here.
Things are slowing down here a bit as we are now at this point in the roller coaster. I always use this metaphor in Battle Royales and particularly Apex. Apex is like a roller coaster. You build up hype momentum. There's an early drop on the initial, maybe a 50-50. Then things slow down and you get ready for the second drop, which is in rotations and gatekeeping like we just saw. And then, of course, you have the final drop. That is the most anticipated drop, which is the late game. We're nearing that late game right here, right now, in game number 5. As Chug Jug Doug, my favorite human being in this lobby, just based on gamertag alone. Dude the Dougie Danny is in 2nd place right behind him. Part of Breed Different, just trying to survive. They're going to do exactly that. Meanwhile, Aberley takes out Crook.
And the zone did shift, maybe a little bit hard. So they did not have the God spot. So Team Liquid is now rotating towards a better area in the map.
Yeah, they did drop their choke spot and gave it up in favor of a few kills. Kill points are good, especially when you're playing a Bloodhound team composition. We talk about how healthy the meta is right now. When we say that, what do we mean, how healthy meta? We mean that Apex Legends right now has 7 or 8 very viable, Bangalore included, because my man Shiv proved it, all right, legends that can be played in competitive, which is amazing. You don't see Lifeline. There's certain legends you didn't see Bangalore until Shiv said, yeah, you do. And you don't see, for now at least, you don't see Horizon. I think we will next season as the meta starts to stabilize a little bit. But it's great to see how healthy the meta is. Meanwhile, Bloodhound is one of the recent additions to that meta about 3 months ago when we saw Complexity start to use that and other teams followed suit.
Watching these pros use the Mastiff is quite inspiring. There are still a lot of people in chat saying, my Mastiff only hits for 14. Well, watch these pros. If you hit your shots quite right, 98, 98, 112, you see it here and try and mimic it in your own games.
Yeah, the spread of the Mastiff is so interesting. 2 shotguns. Not many games have 2 shotguns, right? It's all... I mean, yes, other games have a variety of shotguns that are significantly different, but the Peacekeeper Mastiff are similar. It's almost like they're cousins, right? They're similar, but so different in terms of how the spread hits. I think I speak on behalf of many Apex players and competitive Apex players, and we miss the Peacekeeper being on the map more consistently over the Mastiff. But you still have an opportunity with that Mastiff to melt if you hit your shots the right way. I think the Mastiff takes more skill. I don't know if that's a statement you'd make, Earl, but certainly both great weapons. I'm a big fan of shotguns in competitive gaming, having come from Gears of War.
Absolutely, and I'm not sure what takes more skill. I think the Mastiff does, personally, if I remember the Peacekeeper correctly, because the Peacekeeper seemed like it was easier to use back in the day. I like how they put the Mastiff in rotation, nerfed it from the care package weapon damage, and I'm really liking the meta, as you said, so far. SIZ, one of our top 5 teams right now, they're in 5th place. Team Liquid in 2nd place, so we still have our top 5 teams in this game as of now. And Albrelelli absolutely slaying out this whole game. He's getting kill points upon kill points wherever he can. Flanker doing in a lot of damage here. He's trying not to take too much storm damage. He'll be alright. He's going to help Nocturnal there near the edge of zone. And wow, what a nice 67 spray by him.
Yeah, 67 spray while hitting the perfect movement spread. The flanker is absolutely nuts, trying to keep his teammate alive. Meanwhile, we're going to come up off board of Team Liquid and on board with SIZ, your current top 5 team, as they are slaying right now. They're going to take out Frapper, Moose, and helping with a very, very important fight. And look at this circle at the top left of your screen. Always keep an eye on the next circle. This team right now is going to have to go all the way through the train yard, or sorry, the train tracks, or outside through the zone. Either way, it's going to be very, very difficult for their rotation through. SIZ, a team that is currently within the top 5 in 5th place. They're a fringe team. I don't think we're going to see them make it to late game, girl, based on position. But a team that I think will, well, it's CLG and Team Liquid. Both of our teams, top orgs in this one, only one of them in the top 5 right now. CLG needs a pop-off game here, girl. They had a really bad game, number 4, with 14 kills, 14th place and 0 kills.
Absolutely, but they're still in top 7. They'll be able to do it. Nice hits with the EVA 8 by Madness, but he ends up going down to Slurpee G, so this is going to be a 2v2.
Yeah, Madness is like, please help me, friends. I just downed one. I just did damage to the other. I have aggro. I need some help. Here comes Pow Pow. He gets taken out, and Vaxlon's just left to run away with his tail between his legs. CLG was in a good spot and no longer is. They had the initial knock. They broke ice, and instead they got third-partied by Slurpee G and Co. A dominant showing, and it was actually Farm Boys nearby that joined the fun.
Absolutely. They ended up doing that 2v3 perfectly. Unfortunately for CLG, they just may have missed some shots there, or some miscommunication may have happened because Madness went in. He went in with a lot of good damage. So unfortunately for them, they're out of here. But they do have a chance to pick it up next game.
Yeah, he just threw an ultimate as well, tried to put some aggression, an aggressive defensive bombardment, so maybe you dare to call that an offensive bombardment coming through from Gibraltar. He's going to tag 1 for 40 shield. He already knew there was one cracked. If he would have connected for a full charge rifle shot, that would have been a knock from Albert Lely, who, by the way, is your Apex Predator right now in this lobby. Your kill leader with 5 kills. Albert Lely is popping off right here, right now, and it matters the most. He is making his argument for MVP of this tournament, girl.
Absolutely, he is fragging out. This is going to be a hard zone for people to get into. They have their Horizon in the game.
Okay. All right, someone proved me wrong about the Horizon rhetoric that was shared before. Not that Horizon isn't competitively viable. I think Horizon certainly is, but just isn't popular is the question. Look at this. Lucas trying to get a portal for his teammate. Meanwhile, Mad Hero and the Farm Boys currently in 4th place after a pop-off game, in 3rd place with 4 kills last game, and as well as first game with 4th place and 3 kills. The Farm Boys have been consistent, and they've been consistently slaying out, but meanwhile, it looks like a couple of picks going to come through. Zach Major going to go down. Android Dreamer of We Know Shroud in 9th place going to go get knocked as well. It's not looking good for We Know Shroud. If you knew Shroud, maybe he could join your team and help you out a little bit, because right now, you're out of here.
Team Liquid picking up even more kill points, taking down Wicked and Co. Albrelli with 6 kills as squad leader. 5 squads left. They seem to have it's going to be a little bit hard of a rotation because there's most likely a team already in the building, on top of the building, or underneath. Ooh. So they're going to need a portal to get themselves in a good spot. It seems like they could potentially take the bottom area of that building, but they're going to have to make a rotation and see what they can snatch here.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. They do have 2 options. I love this Ghost Cam aerial view to show them how the rotation will ensue based on other names in the lobby. And of course, shout out to our Respawn team for giving us this new feature that shows us, obviously, see-through vision of players, and of course, team names above them as well, which is crucial information for us. Now we just need how many kills they have, and I'll be the happiest caster alive, or the aggregate kills for the entire team. I'll be even happier. Albert Lely with 6 kills right now. It's been so impressive what he's done, just like it's been impressive how Respawn's been supporting competitive Apex right here, right now. We got MST, our first place team alive. Girl, this is going to be insane. We have our first place team, MST, at 48 points. We have Team Liquid, who came in with 36 points. We know that Albert Lily has 6. We know that all 3 members of Team Liquid have Evo shields, so they've been doing absolute work in terms of damage. The question is, can they close this out against Metro, Tempest, and 6?
And they've been camped up here the whole game. They had a knock earlier, but they decided to keep this spot. 5 alive. Team Liquid taking in a lot of damage. Actually, Flanker looks like he's in trouble right now. Hundreds, RME also in trouble right now. He's doing the damage. He got the kill off, but his teammates are both down here. He might be able to get the revive off.
Big pick and big revives coming through. They're going to survive. RME will be able to heal back up. Guess what? Team Liquid nearby as well. Girl, I love the decision from MST to just post up and hold their position because they're in first place. They recognize all we need is a top 4 finish, top 3 finish, a few kills maybe, and we will secure a continued top 2 placement. Placement is crucial. This is the best average placing team in the finals, and this is why. Metro Sick, a veteran in his own right. Metro, a rising star from the online tournament series with that Solo Fide God Squad that I miss casting so much. Metro, a phenomenal story in his own right, and of course, complemented by Tempest, former teammate of T-Squared. This is a great team, girl. I like what I'm seeing out of MST, and I always mention it, but kudos to Metro from going from competitive college football player to professional Apex player playing on controller, representing well is Metro, the GOAT himself.
Absolutely, and if you haven't played Apex in a while, you could see the slight map changes that they have added to the map. There is that open area behind this building with the pathway that hasn't been there before. So that's where we're seeing Dudes Night Out, where they're taking advantage of this spot. They have the high ground, they have the zone, so technically they are in the perfect position right now to take this home this win.
Yeah, 4 squads remain. We got RME, we got Dudes Night Out, we got Team Liquid, our number 2 team, who's been popping off this game. And of course, we have our champions of the lobby, it's MST, and guess what? It all comes down to this, our final fight. The ring is closing. RME is healing up. They're going to survive for now, but guess what? There's a Bloodhound in the lobby. We saw Crypto earlier. Who is the Crypto? Is they still alive? The scans come through. 2 Bloodhounds. Aves representing Bloodhound. We'll see. Eliminations, girl.
Absolutely, and Dudes Night Out still with the best spot of this lobby. He goes down, he has an alternator. Abe is trying to get some damage, trying to put people into bad positions over here. This is very risky. He's here on his own, but he wants those kill points. He's thirsty for these kill points, and he knows his team has his back with that high ground cover.
I love how Dudes Night Out is playing this right now, perfectly recognizing their opportunity to win this by positioning alone, not getting over antsy or over aggressive, and just like that, goodbye and good night to one of our squads. Liquid's still alive, but that's MST. They are out of this one. Can Team Liquid beat Dudes Night Out? It's a firing range. They are literally just setting up right now and making it look so easy as they hold high ground and just watch all the peasants fight each other one by one by one. Dudes Night Out is perfectly positioned to win this one, and you gotta think, unless Team Liquid can do something miraculous, this is Dudes Night Out's game.
I'm very curious as to what the comms were pushing in and third-partying the last 2 squads fighting. But Team Liquid, they do have a chance here. They have triple red armors. They are getting annihilated on the top of this roof, but they might be able to pull something off with the Gibraltar ultimate. Great shots. I believe Dudes Night Out don't have the best loot because Avis is still blue armor and alternator. So something might end up happening to him. Nocturnal looking for a pick here.
Here comes the push. Shabalili's barely going to get the dome shield off. It's not going to be enough. 3 versus 2. Flanker and Nocturnal, all eyes on you. You got to pop off right now. You can't get the revive. There's no way that they're going to let that happen. They're ready to let you survive once. They gave you a second chance, and guess what? They're not going to do it again. Waiting for the portal, perfectly positioned is Aves. Well played right now. Perfectly played, if you will. 3 versus 1. Good night to Team Liquid. Dudes Night Out is the champion of game number 5.